Hey, just wanted to come on and talk about a couple of things for everybody. See where everybody's at, what everybody's doing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depending on where in the world you are. Hi, Gina. Hi, Leslie. Fabs Kisses, what's up? The Mixed Asian, what up? Hey, guys. Hi, everybody. I was hoping it would just be a really small group tonight. Hi, Lori. Resilience, what's up, my love? Hey, Slugger. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I just finished working. I just got out of bed. Of course, after I finished working and doing 100 clients in one day, instead of going to sleep, my mind is like, get on live and tell people what you did today. I don't look cute today. Like right now, I just got out of bed. I just got out of bed. I was going to try and go to sleep, but that wasn't working. So I was like, let me just get on live and see what everybody's doing. So I want to tell you guys something that I discovered today, right? Something I discovered today. So I wrote these notes down on my phone, and I was like, okay. So I wanted to make like a guide for like our spirit guides, how to contact us and stuff. So I was thinking of ways to come up with a guide. What's up, Mike? Hi, everybody. I was coming up with ways for our guides to be able to contact us, because there's like a million things out there that people have, like how to get in touch with your guides, and like what to look for when you want your guides to talk to you. So I decided to write my own guide for my own guides. You feel me? You understand? So I said, I'm going to write my own guide for my own guides. Now, what do I mean by that? So like I told him, if you come in my dream and it's you and you're giving me a message, I want you to always show me the color yellow. That was the first thing I told him. If you want to give me a message in my dreams, and I know it's not other spirits just, you know, having their ways, having their fun with me, because sometimes spirit will come in our dreams and they'll, you know, use our dream state to do crazy things. You know, you have dreams, you know how they are. So I told my spirit guides, if they're going to come in my dreams, to always show the color yellow. I said, if I'm asking you a question while I'm doing a reading or something, and my right eye twitches, the answer is yes. If my left eye twitches, the answer is no. And so I came up with my own guide for my spirit guides. So I was saying for you guys, yellow, the color of friendship. Hi, Marilyn. Hey, Mario. So what I was saying was, I had to come on live to share with you guys. So I'm like, wait a minute. So everybody in here wants to like get in touch with their spirit guides. Okay, so do we actually want our spirit guides to walk up to us and be like, hey, my name's John? No, bitch, because I will die of a heart attack. Like, no, whoa, wait. You know, so I tell them to approach me in ways that are more relatable, something that's not going to scare me half to death, right? Okay, so you tell them to show you your life path, number 11. Sometimes in dreams we can't, Alma's here. So sometimes in dreams we can't see numbers and stuff like that for some reason, like only sometimes you can see that. So like, let's say if my spirit guides are trying to show me something, like for instance, the other night I had a dream that I cut somebody's head off. Like I cut his head off clean. I was in Wildwood, New Jersey, where we used to go as children. And when we went there on the boardwalk, there was all these kids, but they were dressed so futuristic. Like, it was weird. They had, like, the little girls had, like, bunny ears, and they had, like, these, like, Japanese, like, you know those Harajuku girls, the ones with the weird outfits and stuff? They all look like that. And when do I tell them? I just tell them. Our spirit guides are always listening, so you don't have to actually be like, hey, spirit guides, listen up. You know, spirit works through thought. So I have to clarify that for everyone. Gina, I have to clarify that spirit works in thought. So that's why I say, when I say you attract spirit through your thinking, through the way you feel, because usually the way you think is the way you feel. The way you feel is the way you think, right? Your thoughts then create a feeling in your body, and your body will listen to your thoughts. So if you tell yourself, I'm tired, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? Your body's going to get tired, okay? So when we're thinking constantly, I promise you, somebody's listening to us. Who that could be, where, from, if they can tap, if you, So I'm asking them like if okay. So if you could tap into if you're an empathic person and Travis, if you could tap into other dimensions through your empathic ways, spirit works in thought. That's why I tell everybody all the time, watch what you're thinking, because you're not only telling, like if you live in the energy of I want, the universe is going to put out that vibration. I want, and never getting it. That's why that I am statement is so important for people, because it helps them create what they want without saying I want it. Okay? So what I'm saying is when you think negative thoughts, you attract those kind of spirits. But so if you want your spirit guides to guide you, you can ask them to show you things, like your favorite things. Let's say, I don't know, you live in New York City, right? There's a lot of rats in New York City, right? Everywhere. But sometimes you'll be in a street where a rat might not be. So you'll be like, listen, there's a lot of rats here. I don't like rats, but maybe if I'm thinking something, you could show me, motherfucker, you could show me that rat while I'm thinking something. I don't know. I'm not saying ask for a rat, but what I'm saying is everybody's here during the elections. I did have a dream actually about the elections, and this is what happened in the dream. I'm going to tell you guys. Sometimes they're prophetic and sometimes they're not. But I had the dream, and it was the elections were over and Biden won, and I went like that. Is that a good thing? And everybody was like, oh no, all hell's about to break loose. Oh no, okay. So he won, and then he won, and then at the end of it, I was like, was that good? Like, cause either way, I don't care. But he won, and then I heard somebody say to me, hide your wife, hide your kids. Everybody's getting raped out here. Swear to God, that's what I woke up to that. Like literally, it was like after they said that Biden won, somebody in my dream said, hide your wife, hide your kids, everybody's getting raped up in here. And I was like, oh no. And they're like, yup. And I was like, oh shit. Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, that was kind of like scary a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the fuck? Right? So like, I do have a great intuition, and I'm not going to talk about presidents and who should win and none of that, because that's not what I'm here for. But what I will tell you is, if you want to know specific things from your spirit guides, ask them to show you in specific ways. So, like I said, when you think about something, you can be like, okay, your spirit guides, your angels, whatever, even your loved ones. Like, have you ever been somewhere in a car and do I think Biden's going to force the mark of the beast since he's making vaccines mandatory? When I heard hide your wife, hide your kids, listen, hate Trump all you want, but he's against that type of stuff. So, I mean, what does that tell you? Like, he knows something. He knows something about it. Like, he goes against the Dr. Fauci, whatever the fuck his name, Dr. Idiot, who was a part of the Nazis, by the way, just so you guys know, actually helped facilitate some experiments on Nazis, and this is a true fact. Trump is against all that stuff, though. So, and my chakra right here is pinching. So what I'm saying is, the reason why they keep, this is what I'm trying to say to you. It's not that I like Trump or I like Biden. I don't like nobody. Like, especially in politics, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I hate you. Like, I don't hate nobody. But so what I'm saying, I'm not saying Biden is particularly bad. What I'm saying is the people he runs with are not the greatest. And I'm not saying, because even Trump, even the Republicans, it's not even a Republican or Democrat thing. Listen, it's all about the president and how much he will stand for and who he's going to work with and who he's not going to work with. Okay? So I'm just going to tell you one thing. My intuition is very, very, very good. And one thing about me, Trump might be like an idiot to people, but sometimes idiots can't keep secrets, and we want a president who can't keep secrets. You understand what I'm saying? Like John F. Kennedy, he didn't like keeping secrets. That whole speech he made, ask not what your country could do for you, but you could do for your country. He actually said in it, he actually said in it, secret societies, that we shouldn't be having secret societies, and we do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna say to you, for me, whoever Fox News tells me to hate, I love. Just gonna say, whoever is Fox News and what's those 5 networks that show the news, okay? Was Biden a clone? Listen, they say that when President Trump is wearing the red tie, it's him. When he's wearing the blue tie, it's not him. There's clones of everybody out here. The thing I would say is there's a lot of things going on, conspiracies that people can say all day and all night. It's not that Biden is a clone, it's that they can, to the Indians back in 1842 when they built the Mount Rushmore. Wait, the Indians back in 1842 when they built Mount Rushmore. Why do I know that story? Didn't they all... There's so much energy in here. Okay. So last night I went to hi everybody. Okay, so last night I went to watch a what you call it? I'm actually interested. Yeah, I am. I'm really from Compton, bitch. I like that name. I'm really from Compton, bitch. Yes, I am. Honestly, I'm over it. I am. I'm gonna do a talent show next week. I mean, this week coming up. I've just been really busy. I have a lot of clients, and I caught up to them today, so I'm feeling good. Basically, what happened was with all of the Washington Redskins, Washington Redskins for football, the white people were scamming the Redskins. And then for Mount Rushmore, they took the land from them and they built Mount Rushmore. Oh, everybody, I mean, who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that? Everybody knows that they took everything. They took everything from black people and from the Native Americans. I say this all the time, and some people that I've saw, like, especially like white people, will be like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yo, black people were the most powerful people, pretty much intellectual. Black people were the most powerful people. The richest man in the world ever, the first richest king in the world, he was actually black. He was African. And then he ended up helping everybody. Like, he didn't want to take taxes from the people, and he started to help people. What was his name? But he was the first black guy and the richest guy in the world. Okay? I'm really from Compton, bitch. So what I'm saying to you is, people... Why do you think the people that got suppressed, why do you think that happened? Native Americans, black people, who else can we say? The Aztecs and all that, some people don't, and that is what people don't understand, is basically where is Black African Memorial Site here in New York that's been around for years, when they found black African slaves, and this is what they do. They teach us. I took my son and said it was 14 years old and 21. The other is, okay, going to college. My other one's graduating from college right now. I'm trying to speak my piece about that. So we have to educate people, not just black or white. Educating people just don't want to know. No. It's not that they don't want to know. I'm going to follow you because I love the way you communicate about things. Thank you, Anthony. It's not that people don't want to know. They know the truth. People know the truth. Listen, I have an array of different friends. I'm not a person who has like white people friends, black people. I have Spanish, Dominican, black, Indian, African, every kind of friend, because I love culture. To me, to listen to someone and their culture and to see, and I'm Albanian, I'm European, so culture is very mega Leo. So what I want to say is, I've been saying this from day one, and people think like I'm trying to like kiss ass. I'm not trying to kiss ass. For what? Where is it going to take me? Black people were the most powerful people here on Earth, okay? The Pleiadians, there's a race of black Pleiadians that came down, and when the ancient Egyptians drew the dark skinned figures and the wide noses and all that on the thing, and they chopped off the nose on the Sphinx. The Sphinx was representing a black powerful man who was half man, half lion. He wasn't actually half man, half lion. He was the most powerful leader at the time, and they didn't want people to know that. They didn't want people to know the culture of it. And they did that with Jesus. They changed Jesus around, made him look whiter and all that stuff. It's not about black or white and none of that. It's like you gotta it's common sense. The people that were made slaves first, the people that were oppressed first, those were the most powerful people. So they had to, just like with women, they did the same thing with women. It's women, black people, and Native Americans. three most powerful things. Native Americans were running everything when the whites took over. Women were, they were in charge of empires. They did everything at one point, and men took over it. Men, white, black, nothing. It was men. Okay, so I'll tell you that. Hi, DC Gemini. So I'll tell you, the number one thing you guys understand is the races that were the most oppressed in the past. Those are the races that were the most powerful. They take the most. The Bible covers up the fact that Mary was one of the most powerful women there was. Even Mary Magdalene and fucking Jesus's mom. Like, what did they do? They turned her into a whore. She was not a fucking whore. She was wealthy. Jesus relied on her. If she didn't have that money, he wouldn't have been able to travel everywhere he would have been able to travel. She fed them. She fed the apostles. She clothed them. She gave them everything they wanted. And they flipped the story around and made it sound like she was some prostitute that he saved. That's bullshit. That's a load of bullshit crock shit, okay? If you ever read Gnostic Christians, the Gnostic Christians, the early Christians, it's Gnostic, right? They tell the truth, and if you listen to the story on Gaia that I watched yesterday, the Gnostic Christians told the truth about really who Mary Magdalene was and Jesus. They never covered up the fact that she was like running shit. The Book of Thomas, there's a free audio on YouTube. It's called The Book of Thomas. Go on YouTube and listen to the Book of Thomas. That is truly what Jesus was doing. He was basically an enlightened being. He meditated, he did yoga. He did what we're trying to do now, and they don't want us to know that power. Like I said, there was a time when Constantine, who was an emperor in Rome, and he was controlling everything, and the Vatican, who's taking... Lord, don't get me started on the Vatican. I'm not going to go there because those motherfuckers are shady, right? So, they hold all the secret knowledges of the world, right? So Constantine, who was the greatest emperor at that time, he conquered. And when he came back and he conquered, he all of a sudden started rocking the cross because he seen it in the sky, and he said, put this on your shields and with this you will conquer. So he put it, and he ended up winning, and then he turned into a Christian. He was not a Christian before. And then when they approached him and they told him the truth, how the Bible was, they showed him the Bible, how it was originally written, he said, oh no, you have to change this. You can't let people know that they have a power within them. No, I'm the one who has the power. They can't have the power because I have the power. So what he did was he switched it all the way around so that people don't know they have the power within them, right? Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. Okay, so what do you think he meant by that? The kingdom of God is within you. So if the kingdom of God is within you, everything's within you. You have the power. You hold the knowledge. You know, he actually studied, Jesus actually went, you know, that period of time where you don't hear about him from his childhood till the age of like 30 or whatever. He's missing. That's because he was like in some Buddhist temple learning from these ancient wise men that were teaching them fasting, meditation, refraining from sexual, all earthly desires. He went and did that. When they say he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, he was getting wisdom from ancient wise men. And tell him about the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is one of my favorite things ever. I listened to that audio on repeat so many times. The Book of Enoch, because I've heard the Book of Thoth, the Book of Enoch, the book of Thomas, the book of they found the Gospels of Mary as well. You can look these up on YouTube. They're free, guys. Listen to them. The Book of Enoch, to me, is one of the most... So Enoch comes from ancient Sumeria, which is the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are a race of aliens that came down from Enki and Enlil. Enki and Enlil were the sons of Ra. Son of Ra, and it's like Thoth, Ra, and Horus, Isis. These are all, considered gods, but they just were ancient aliens that came down. And so Enki and Enlil, their father Ra told them to come down to earth. This is the Book of Enoch talks about this. The sons of God. I mean, the angels came down and saw how beautiful the women were. No, this is what happened. Let me just enlighten you all real quick. how do you fast for 40 days and 40 nights? Resilience, you know, they have facilities right now you can go to, and they walk you through fasting for 40 days. They drink water the whole time, but I'm sure Jesus did it for a while without water and then drank water, okay? So Enki and Enlil were brought down by their father Ra, who told them to go down to earth and mine gold. Gold is one, I think I've said this before, but let's talk about it again. Gold is one of the most powerful things on earth. That's why it's always going up and down. And that's why it's so expensive, okay? Because astronauts, when they go to space, they wear their masks here. They have gold. It's all gold. It's the only thing that can go to Earth and the universe and survive it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they needed gold. They did not. They did not have gold on their planet. So they came here to Earth. Astronauts right now who go to the moon, they wear those, and when they go out into the atmosphere, into the outer space, the only thing that protects them from the face shattering is the gold template on their faces. You could check that out. It's very, very, it's very true. They oh my God, there's so much. I have so much. But let me just get to the Enki and Enlil story. So we were talking about the book of Enoch. So Enoch is one of the highest ranking members who basically sits next to the throne of God. Enoch turned into Metatron. Metatron is the angel of sacred geometry. Right? Am I on target here, Anthony? The ancient gods are still watching us if you look at society and how... Okay, so... wow, okay, so it's all like... I have a great memory. Okay, so Enoch... is talked about in the Bible as well, right? But the book of Enoch explains how but anyway, Enoch got turned into Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael are the only ones that are allowed next to the throne of God. Okay, so Enoch was a human like us. Well, he was half human, half alien, right? So he says, because he mentions that the sons of man slept with the angels and blah blah blah, whatever. So Ra told his two sons, go down to the earth and mine me gold. Now, Enlil was the nice one, and Enki was not so nice, okay? Enki went down. He came, let me just start from this. Ra sent his sons down to work. They sent them down with a bunch of alien soldiers or workers or whatever you want to call them. And it was becoming too much, like it was killing their own people. So they got, Enki was like, nah, fuck this, yo. Like, we're dying over here trying to get gold for our planet. We need to create something that's going to fix, so we don't have to do this and we don't have to die. So Enki was like, okay, so we got to create a race of people that can help us mine the gold. So what happened was they created humans, but they created Homo sapiens sapiens, which were the ones that were like, they couldn't really, before that, they created a human race that didn't have thought or soul. They didn't have a soul. So, and they were slaves, and they were just like animals and like slaves and all that. And I'm going to get to the Garden of Eden after this, and why people are saying that they ate the apple, and once they gained the knowledge, this is why they put this story out here. It's controlled by that time. It comes from that time. That's why you see the pyramid with the eye on the dollar bills. Hey, Christy. And right, exactly, Anthony, which is bullshit. So he created humans, and they didn't have souls. And Lil, whose wife was I don't remember the names, but she was a goddess as well. And she was a goddess, and she was a kind goddess, you know. She was related to Isis, you know. So she wanted to see humanity. She didn't want to see them as slaves anymore. So she told Enlil to free the slaves, right? So what Enlil did was he took the rib of a man, right? Remember, the rib of Adam took the rib and gave it to Eve? No. Lil took the rib of a man who was a slave man and put it into a human body, and then him and a woman created he created a race with a soul in it. Now, when they say that Eve was bitten the apple for knowledge, that's not true either. What happened was the serpent actually came down to ask the woman, the wise woman, for knowledge, and the serpent didn't offer nothing like that. What they did was they freed them as slaves. So all the serpent did was tell her, yo, look, you're a slave. Stop being a slave. I'm going to show you how to make your own tools so you can make this work for yourself. And so that happened, and the rest of it is history, okay? Yes, exactly. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you guys something. Y'all motherfuckers want to get woke real quick? I got you. Y'all motherfuckers want to get woke. Hold on. One second. I got something for your ass. I knew it. I said it too. I should get on here and talk about that. And then, hold on. You know I'm subscribed to the most knowledgeable shit in the world, bro. Whew. And I only watch things that my intuition tells me to watch. So you will never see me watching things that... I'm excited right now. I get so excited to share this shit with you guys. Woo! Okay, here we go. I'm gonna let y'all watch something so I can stop having to explain everything. Shish kebabs. Okay. All right. Gotta get this app, guys. Gaia. I mean, it's, you know, when you can't afford. I know it's annoying because I got Prime. That's 12. Gaia's 12, and then Netflix is 12, and it's a lot of money. But Gaia is one of the, you know, if you're gonna watch anything, watch this. But here, I got it, so I'll just share it with you guys. Okay. Oh, you're gonna love this, Christy. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Okay. All right, so I have two of them. The Gnostic Revelation, I think, is better because it tells you about Jesus and all that. Do you want to hear about that, or do you want to hear about the one, the Ancient Wise Woman? Ancient Wise Woman, number 1. The Gnostic Revelation, which I think is like, it's very interesting. I watched it last night and it was fucking dope. With the knowledge, what are we to do, people? The Gnostic one, I think, too. Okay. That's funny. You saying Cleopatra. We just talked about this. I said I would think I was her in a past life. She killed her whole family just to have power. Okay, here we go. So the Gnostic, yeah. The Gnostic one's really good. Okay. Here we go. I'm so excited. Movie time. Okay. Ready? Let me say this. Oh my God, I'm so excited with it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Nah, you're gonna, oh my God, you guys are gonna fucking love this, I swear to God. You're gonna love this. I went nuts for this shit. Last night I was like, oh my God, everybody's gotta see that. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready for movie night? Ready for movie night? Okay, here we go. Starting. Excuse me. Let me just... No. Trying to see if I can... We're good? You guys can see that pretty good?
And this is Ascension Keepers.
Can you hear it good?
After the genocide of the Essenes in 68 AD, the 1st to 4th centuries AD saw the Essene Ascension teachings go underground. And
real quick though, because like if you ever watch a movie, I'll be like, you gotta pay attention because I'm trying to get information out. So pay attention because every detail is important. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm just like that. I'm like, oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta pay attention. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, starting. Shh, everybody quiet.
After the genocide of the Essenes in 68 AD, the 1st to 4th centuries AD saw the Essene Ascension teachings go underground and reform as Gnostic. This religion was so named because it depended upon personal spiritual revelation, the gnosis, or knowledge of God. Gnosis simply means knowledge, especially of divine mysteries, pointing to the mystical desire of the Gnostics to expand their consciousness beyond ordinary perception and to see beyond the veil.
Exactly, and
this
listen.
enables access to the divine realm. And according to some scholars, the mystical path by which the Gnostics attained illumination is mapped and teachable. This means anyone can follow this path. Whereas in the past, ascending to God's throne and seeing his face was prohibited, and in my humble opinion, thanks to the Essenes, now a shift had happened. The Gnostics, practicing what they called Hekala and Merkabah teachings, now began to emphasize the practice of ascension and seeing God. Through the choices one makes in their life, their spiritual practices, mystical techniques, personal deeds, and inner awareness, one can initiate an encounter with an angel and journey to heaven. We can get on our boat and voyage out of this world to the Merkabah, the chamber of God, the heaven of heavens, said the Gnostics. In preparation for this ascension, the Gnostics embarked on a process of self-purification aimed at perfecting oneself and gaining the higher spiritual vibrations of purity, holiness, wholeness, and righteousness. Practices like yoga, fasts, diets, cleansing rituals, singing songs, chanting of hymns, prayers, incantations, and repeating the divine name, active visualization, meditation were all used to expand the perception of the Gnostic adept. The effect of these practices included ecstatic trance, a sense of the soul, deep meditation, dream vision, hallucination, crossing into other dimensions, and ultimately the dissolution of the human into light. All of the Gnostic spiritual practices were aimed at preparing the mystic to enter the celestial chamber of God, or the Merkabah throne, and an encounter with the Mighty One. After passing through 7 heavens, the mystic must penetrate the 7 resplendent...
Hold on. You guys hear me all the time. Don't I always talk about 7 heavens and the Merkabah? You know when I show you that alien craft that's in my sky, it's always white light? The Merkabah is spinning so fast that's the Pleiadians. They come through with the Merkabah ship. I always talk about the 7 heavens. I always talk about doing good deeds. I always talk about what you do comes back to. I always talk about cleansing and fasting and how important these things are, okay? Okay, here we go.
Analysis of the 7th heaven itself before arriving at the throne of glory, said Ezekiel. And once there, the traveler encounters God on his throne. The visionary was taught to expect God to be wearing a garment of light. The vision of it includes a mystical experience that transforms the body of the visionary into light.
Too bright, maybe?
The Gnostics believed in a divine spark in man, deriving from an eternal divine realm, fallen into this world of matter and fate, and needing to be awakened by a divine counterpart. They upheld the Serpent of Eden as a savior figure who sought to provide humanity with key knowledge to awaken.
The Serpent
As
of
may
Eden.
be expected, the traditional church fathers saw Gnosticism as an anti-Christian heresy. Simply put, however, Gnosticism is the earliest form of Christianity. The primitive Christiani, the so-called heretics who preceded the historic Christians, were all Gnostics. It was Roman Catholicism that labeled them heretics in an effort to consolidate its growing power. In 1945, the Gnostic Gospels were discovered in Nag Hammadi, Egypt. These astonishing manuscripts contain the secret teachings of Jesus and the earliest Christians. Whereas Orthodox forms of Christianity found their dogmas and doctrines almost exclusively upon the outer teachings Jesus gave during his brief earthly life and mission, Gnostic Christianity focuses primarily upon the inner and secret teachings Jesus gave after the resurrection. That is, Jesus appears to the disciples in his light body form after his ascension. The Gnostics thought of themselves as the true interpreters of these secret teachings of Jesus. The Nag Hammadi texts, again discovered in Egypt in 1945, are Coptic, meaning they are Egyptian Christian examples of these texts. Until 1945, most of what we know about the Gnostics came from they who persecuted them. The Gnostics were condemned as heretics by the bishops of the early Christian church because they would not accept the canon of the New Testament or the apostolic creed or the authority of the new church. But now, with the discovery of the Nag Hammadi text, we learned who the Gnostics truly were in their own words. Among several highly utilized but previously unknown Gnostic texts was the Gospel of Thomas, which contained 114 sayings attributed to Jesus. Scholars believe it was written during the second half of the 1st century AD. And it's claimed in the Gospel of Thomas that the sayings contained within this gospel contain the secret of salvation. Saying 1 says, "Whoever finds the interpretation of the sayings will not experience death."
The book of Thomas, the first
The
thing.
Gospel of Thomas begins with the premise that our individual spirits once lived in the all, the spiritual universe of divine beings. Then, through some primeval catastrophe, the fall of humanity, some human spirits became imprisoned in flesh and blood human bodies and became trapped in the material world, unaware or blind to their true source. But Jesus comes along and saves them by revealing to them the truth of who they are, divine light beings who belong to another world. This realization frees them from the garments of their material bodies and puts them on the way to acquiring their robe of light. The doctrine of the soul's ascent through the heavenly spheres was a key teaching of Gnosticism. The ascension to heaven was equivalent to a spiritual resurrection, and in the fulfillment of the Essenes mission, Jesus cleared the way. In the Gnostic ascension teachings, strange beings called archons barred the way to the 7 heavens, and some maintain the archons sought to take human souls. But we don't worry about them because the Gnostics had a remedy or a fix. We could perfect ourselves and put on a garment of perfect light. In the Gospel of Philip, a 2nd century Gnostic work, transformation through gnosis not only allowed the ascent of the soul, but it also made us invisible to the archons, who some believe are actually extraterrestrial beings. Philip says that not only will they be unable to detain the perfect man, but the archons will not be able to see him, for if they see him, they will detain him. There is no other way for a person to acquire this quality except by putting on the perfect light and he too becoming a
Really quickly, I want to talk. I'm going to let you guys listen, but I'm going to let you finish. But no, before I let you finish, I always talk about remembering who you are. Spiritual awakening is basically, I always say, it's remembering who you are. So when you have a spiritual awakening, you're basically remembering that you are a light divine being in a body. And so I always say, you're not a human in a spirit body, you're a spirit in a human body. So that's why remembering who you are is so hard on us as humans, because we're like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. I don't belong here. This is not where I'm from. What's going on? And so when we realize that, it's hard for us because we realize we're basically trapped in like a slave mentality. And no matter how woke you think you are, if you don't remember who you truly are, which is a divine light being, someone who's powerful and can ascend into the 7th heavens, right? So, it's possible, like I always say, there's heaven on earth. When Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you, that's what he meant. Okay.
perfect light. The mysteries of exactly how to become a perfect light being form the backbone of the Essene revelation that was adopted into the Gnostic religion, especially a branch of it called Manichaeism. Most people may have never heard of Manichaeism or its founder, Mani, a Babylonian prophet who has been called the last Gnostic. However, this secret society of Gnostics were fundamentally Christians. Manichaeism fused early Christianity and Gnosticism and spread from Iran to Egypt, Iraq, and throughout the Middle East. This Chinese painting depicts Jesus as a Manichaean prophet. The figure can be identified as a representation of Christ by the small gold cross that sits on the red lotus pedestal
saying
in
he
his
was
left hand.
reincarnated into him and then into the Buddha
This Chinese painting depicts Manichaean cosmogony
and then to
with
Jesus.
the realm of light at the top. A number of Manichaean hymns are addressed not to the historical Jesus, called Jesus the Messiah, but to the light messenger Jesus, referred to as Jesus the Splendor, a magnificent, shining being who displays the robe of light. According to Manichaeism, Jesus the Splendor is sent to awaken Adam and Eve to the source of the spiritual light trapped within their physical bodies. And the aim of the Manichaeans was the attainment of the light body, which they called the beaming garment. This immaterial or flashing light body beamed, meaning it radiated or displayed bursts of light. It came from a light garment that once belonged to Adam, believed the Manichaeans. It was also instrumental in allowing Jesus to be instantaneously transported or beamed through the wormhole or stargate, linking the world of spirit and the material world. Today's imagination is filled with militaristic views of stargate travel where transport is affected by advanced technology.
Look, it looks like an eye.
Every day we find we live in a bigger and bigger universe. We find more and more planets every day and new galaxies. New theories on how the universe began come out all the time. Theories on physics are changing. You have M theory, string theory, multiple dimensions are debated and verified by scientists. And our sun is even now thought to be a wormhole or a gateway to heaven.
Okay, real quick. And so, since we'll stop and we'll throw some extra knowledge in here. A wormhole or a gateway to heaven. Now, remember when I was talking about the constellation of Taurus, and you always see the ancient Egyptians with a sun over their head, and in the sun there was always a black square. If you look at any of the statues that they made, the sun and the bull, they did not worship the bull. They were trying to show us the constellation of Taurus with the sun on top of it. Because right next to the constellation of Taurus is the portal, the gateway to heaven. And the gateway to heaven is in the sun. They have video footage of alien crafts next to the sun receiving energy from the sun, taking energy from the sun, because it is a source of God, from God. It's free energy, right? So when you see the ancient Egyptians and there's always that little crack in the thing, people thought it was a crack, but it wasn't. It was actually the gateway, the portal to heaven. So they say that there's a time on the earth when that black square in the sun, look it up. There's a black square in the sun. This is a real thing, scientifically too. There's a time on earth when that black gate opens up. So humans have to figure out how to get there. And how do they get there? Through ascension, through a spiritual awakening, through ascension, through becoming light beings, through doing all this stuff. So that's why we keep coming here until we learn that, and then we ascend, and then we can finally be free of the body. So we'll keep coming back to the body. You know how they say heaven, earth is... hell is on earth, right? No, it's not that hell is on earth. It's just that there's actual levels of heaven, right? But the highest form, heaven, is through that portal, okay?
Physics are changing. You have M theory, string theory, multiple dimensions are debated and verified by scientists. And our sun is even now thought to be a wormhole or a gateway to heaven. Subatomic particles have now been measured going faster than light, which was thought to be impossible, opening the way for time travel or faster than light travel. In this modern context, the revelation of the existence of a secret race or tribe of transformed humans that had followed the way of light, the Essene way of perfection, and achieved the beaming garment should not surprise us. Nor should we be surprised at how advanced these beings could be. A study by Eric Davis for the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory of Speculative Teleportation.
So, okay, guys, real quick, I'm so sorry. I asked my spirit guides to show me, like, if I'm on target and I'm right, for my right ear to get hot. And guess what? My right ear is hot right now, and I'm showing you this. So, okay, thank you, spirit guides.
Showed that to dematerialize a human body by heating it up to 1,000,000 times the temperature of the core of the sun,
Speaking of
so
heat,
that the quarks lose their binding and become massless and can be beamed at the speed of light in the closest physics equivalent to the Star Trek teleportation or beaming scenario, would require the equivalent of 330 megatons of energy. And he says that to meet the information storage and transmission requirements would require concurrent computing capabilities to continue.
Obviously there's some great minds in here. So Astral stays thrown in some knowledge and genius stuff. Anthony it's their minds. Just have to be open to see it. Yeah, we went to the moon. Forget the moon. Exactly. We need to get beyond the measure, way beyond the measure of understanding this portals to this whole world. And if you dream, when you dream, your mind goes to a portal of understanding what the hell you need to understand. Anthony, I talk about dream state and how I astral project in my dream state every night. Like every time I fall asleep, I am always astral projecting, okay? So I will let you know. I will, after I'm done with this, Anthony, I got you. Astral projecting is one of my most powerful gifts I think I have, because I go into different realms. I do a lot of work in the astral state, okay? So when I sleep, I know how it is. Even when I meditate, I actually envision myself being a light being, and I'm there working with all different types of energy, okay? Yes, time travel exists through lightning speed. Like what did he just say? It's so much information. Time travel exists through that because they say that there's portals on Earth. You ever heard of somebody the Bermuda Triangle? Portal. Every time people are disappearing there, right? They say that there's people that they have videos and footages of people just popping up out of nowhere, they're just popping up. I don't know if you ever seen that one video of the guy, and he's on a bike and he just out of nowhere appears and they almost run him over. Or how about the car that came out of nowhere? Like there's portals on Earth itself, okay? They have pictures of people from back in the day wearing like now clothes, and they're standing they're standing where the bridge was being built and stuff. And these are not fixed photographs. People have detected and went through them, okay? Yes, exactly. Intersection of astral energies, okay?
To improve by a factor of 10 to 100 times per decade.
The Mandela
for 200
effect.
to 300 years.
I mean, I don't know if I believe in anything. I just know everything comes from the cause.
Advanced were
But there's taking
the ancient perfect avatars who put on the beaming garment and beamed through the wormhole through spiritual rather than technological means. The Gnostics believed that they who wear the light body garment, the beaming garment.
How to get rid of spirit attachments. I'm going to say the great words of Jesus. When Satan was speaking behind his ear. He never particularly said that Satan was a particular person or none of that. And it's not what he was saying. What he was saying is when temptation. That's what negative energy is, a spirit or whatever you want to call it. The more you think low vibrational, the more you'll attract low vibrational energy. So you want to raise your vibrations by being a good person, by thinking positive, by being just all around good person. People who do shitty things, they attract shitty people. I'm not saying you're a shitty person. What I'm saying is that when I was doing things that were not okay for this world, and I can say they were bad, I attracted that kind of energy around me. So yes, of course, I felt tired and depressed all the time, because that's what I was attracting, because that's what I was doing. I was doing that, so I was creating those energies. Even now to this day, because I'm vibrating at such a high level, whatever is going around me, it doesn't affect me anymore. Do you understand? I understand it's not mine. I push it to the side. Like, when he says, get from behind me, Satan, he means like, when a temptation or a negative thought or feeling comes to you, you have to know how to control your mind. That's where meditation, concentration comes in, okay? Hi, Terry. We're getting some knowledge right here. So you hear voices 24/7. A medical doctor said you had schizophrenia. That is a word for it, yes. But okay. So the Sergio, the more attention you show to it, the more they will feed off you, okay? I really don't want like to tell you anything different, but besides, once you stop paying attention to it, like you ignore it completely and you start to think positively, and I'm not talking about ignore it, because when you ignore something, they kind of like get annoyed, like, bitch, you're not gonna ignore me. So what you want to do is raise your vibrations, like, I don't hear that, it's all in my mind. You have to tell yourself it's not there. You have to try every day. This is where meditation, positive things, doing, wow. Oof. The fuck. Somebody didn't like that I was giving that information, so you need to think positively, okay?
Constitute a separate race of advanced humanity,
Okay, Allah, good.
composed of awakened and enlightened souls.
And I'm gonna tell you, Allah, because when my spirit guides say she's smoking or something, we don't want to do. When my spirit guides tell her to stop doing that or doing that, you're not reading nobody if they're smoking weed or drinking or any of that. I just can't, because you're opening up portals that I don't want to. I'm not stupid. I deal with this stuff. I deal with spirit all day, and you can't just be opening up portals and bringing them to me, because I'm not trying to catch nobody's attachments to come here. And now I got to work on getting rid of them for you too. I don't have the patience. Please, they're like children. I can't do it.
From many time periods and geographical locations, including our own, and one can only hope, including us. So let's continue exploring the life of Mani, as there is much to learn about him.
You're welcome.
Mani was born in Persia in April 216 AD.
Good, Allah.
In this depiction of him here, we clearly see that he is believed to have manifested the rainbow light body.
The rainbow light body. It's the highest
Mani's
form.
father joined the Alkacites, a white-robed Gnostic sect that appeared around 100 AD in Syria. The Alkacites were founded by Christians who believed their baptisms connected them with Alkasai, meaning the hidden power
Of course,
of
Allah.
God that originated with the Essenes. The Alkacites may have also been called Cathori, which literally means the pure ones in Greek. This may be the earliest use of the word Cathar, the mysterious French Gnostic group we will discuss later. And as we will see, they too were followers of Mani. At the age of 24, Mani traveled to India, following in the footsteps of the Apostle Thomas, one of the 12 apostles, and for whom we just discussed this Gospel of Thomas. He was most certainly familiar with the story of Thomas, also told in the Gospel of John, most famous in the passage of John 20 through 24 through 29, where the saint doubts the resurrection of Christ, saying, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe it." Jesus is in his light body form, and Thomas has to experience it himself in order to believe this. So then Jesus comes to Thomas a week later and invites Thomas to do just that. After Thomas incredulously poked the Lord's wounds, he believed in the resurrection and the light body. Thomas also missed the ascension or assumption of the Virgin Mary, but she appeared to him as an apparition, as a light being, and transmitted to him her holy rope or girdle. Mani surely must have contemplated the ascension mysteries enfolded within these stories. And after his time in India, Mani settled in Iran and began assembling a community of adepts. As I said, the Gnostics were called heretics because they did not subscribe to the church's historical version of the earthly life and death of Jesus. The Gnostics believed instead that Jesus was an instrument of divine power, referred to as the cosmic Christ. And Mani learned from the Alkacites, his father's tribe, if you will, that Jesus was a reincarnating prophet called the Illuminator.
He kept coming back saying there's
Some of them
others.
saw Jesus, in fact, as a reincarnation of Zarathustra or Zoroaster, the Iranian spiritual adept who taught self-realization somewhere between 2000 and 700 BC. Zoroaster's ministry began when he experienced a revelation at age 30. While sitting on the riverbank, he saw a shining being who revealed himself as Vahumana, meaning good purpose, and taught him about Ahura Mazda, the wise spirit, and 5 other radiant figures called Kumaras. Now this is very interesting, as Kumara was also a term or title applied to Melchizedek. Ahura Mazda is portrayed riding in a winged ring called the Faravar. In present-day Zoroastrianism, the Faravar is said to be a reminder of one's purpose or mission in life, which is to live in such a way that the soul progresses towards Fresha Kareti, or perfect union with Ahura Mazda. Mani was also believed to be the reincarnation of Lao Tzu,
People don't
the
say.
Taoist master
God is in front
and
of me.
ascension keeper who lived around 500 BC, during the time when the ascension teachings were in full flow in Babylon.
That's right,
In
Anthony.
this life, he would become the Buddha of light. It was Lao Tzu who taught the practice of heavenly ascension. In Taoist belief, the ability to ascend to heaven, ideally in broad daylight, accompanied by one's household, demonstrated one's achievement of the most exalted state of transcendence in Shen. Shen is very close to Sion and Asen, or Asin. It's actually a Chinese word for an enlightened person, translatable in English as
So,
spiritually immortal.
I wanted to tell you guys something.
He met this twin. Mani was
Okay, so the rest of it is basically talking about how Jesus reincarnated into other people. You know how they talk about that's heresy? That's heresy. It's heretics that it's heresy that they think that humans could be next to God and divine like God. You know what's heresy is like the Vatican taking our knowledge away from us and telling us that we're just nothing and he's next to God. You're human. Why are you allowed to be there and not us? What line of people decided that the Pope was the most powerful person in the world? The Queen has to go to him. The president has to show respect to them. Like, think about that for a second. Who's really the heretics here? The people that are trying to enlighten each other, or the people that are trying to hold back knowledge from each other? Really think about that. I'm frozen. It's frozen. It's frozen. It really is. Is it frozen? Okay. So no, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Every single thing that you hear, the spiritual realities that we will ascend one day. We all will ascend one day. But here's the thing. You know how they say karma and you keep coming back to remember who you are? Most people live their whole lives not even knowing that they're a spirit in a body. They just think they just think that they just think that they're just a human being and that they have nothing else. That's it. So all the time I'm told by my spirit guides to honor my humanness because I'm so busy trying to like live in the spiritual aspect of myself, and which is why, like I said, when I work, let's say for instance, when I work with tarot cards and all that, let me tell you something. Florina Kaya was the type of person that thought that things were evil and things were not good and I can't do tarot, it's evil. When I realized that actually when I was doing the readings and I tapped more into the higher vibrational frequency, I realized, how is this evil when I'm giving knowledge to people? I'm letting them know who they are. I'm letting them know what their purpose is and what they can become, right? Before, when I was first doing tarot, it was more about like somebody's getting in a fight with somebody, and I was more in the lower vibrational thing. And now, because of the ascension that I'm on, this is why I say all the time, if you're gonna book me for readings, and I'm just saying, like today, somebody texted me today. She was like, I'll pay you $600 to come do me and 2 people in my house. That's $600. Anyone else would have ran that way. I'll go. And I said, no. You know why? Because they don't want knowledge. They just want me to tell them if the married men that they're with are gonna leave their wives for them. Like, bitch, no, that's not what I do. I work with like light beings. Do you think that they give a fuck about you cheating? I'm trying to help people ascend to the next level of their life in this dimension so they can have an ascension and I can get their attention. I am not doing people no more when they want to know stupid shit. I advance. You know, like I said, if you're not advancing in life, you're doing nothing. If you're doing the same things over and over, I realized something. I told my spirit guides, if the next move is for me to not have tarot cards and do this with just my mind and my heart, then that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, when I do readings, if you could see only people that really watch my readings and listen is like the ones that are like, They want to know, what is my soul purpose? Where am I going in my life? The battery's about to die. Where am I going in my life? What am I doing? Like, I'm not doing readings like that no more. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's not the people. It's not the tarot cards that are evil. It's not the spell work that people are doing are evil. It's what they're using it for. Okay? Because if I'm gonna teach anybody how to do spell work, I'm gonna teach them, do spell work on yourself. Stop trying to do spell work on your husband to make you love you. Bitch, if he didn't love you without the spell work, he ain't gonna love you with it. And if he does, some crazy shit gonna happen. He's gonna love you for a little bit, but when you fucking have to go back and your soul has to pay all this shit back, I am so tired of seeing everybody out here talking about this spell work to get this one back and that. Shut the fuck up, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you putting spells on people to fall in love with you? Are you retarded? What is wrong with you? I tell people all the time, do you see, nobody put a spell on you. Let me just make this real fucking clear to all of you right now. Nobody put a spell on anybody here. You're putting a spell on yourself. Because if someone turns to you today and says, oh, I hear that a spell was being, this woman put a spell on you, and they tell you you have a spell on you. Now, if you walk around and you say, okay, quotable integrity. Okay, and if you walk around and you say, I got a spell on me. How do you know you have a spell on you? Well, someone told me. So now you think you have a spell on you. So now you just told yourself you have a spell on you. If you say to me, and the people that DM me and they're like, Flo, I have a demon attached to me. What can I do? I immediately block and delete them. Because I'm going to let you know right now. I'll tell a couple of the people, but the ones that are like, it won't leave me alone. And if I'm like, yo, you're bugging, like, trust me, because I know, because I was bugging at one point. And when you tell yourself you have this and that on you, the power of words, it's called spelling for a reason. Spelling. It's not about magic and spells. It's about when someone says something to you, you believe it. Do you understand how simple that is? So it's a spell because you just believed that it's working on you. So if someone, let's say somebody gets kidnapped, a child gets kidnapped, and someone tells them they're stupid and they're worthless for 10 years of their life, and they know nothing else but how stupid and worthless they are. They make them eat off, God forbid, they make them eat off of a bowl on the floor. They treat them like a dog and an animal, right? What is that child going to think when they're grown up and they get out into the world? They're going to get on all hands and knees and eat like a dog because they were told. It's not even they were shown or told. They were told, you're nothing, you're stupid, you're ugly. It's the same thing with slave mentalities. It's the same thing with abusive relationship, narcissistic behaviors. When you're dating someone and they constantly tell you, you can't do that, you don't know how to do that, and you believe it. So when you start to believe people and their words have power over you. No one can have power over you if you do not give it to them. You ever heard the saying when a priest is casting out a demon from an exorcism, let's say for instance, just putting that out there, they say, you have no power here. What is your name? You have no power here. They say that because you ain't got no power over me. I don't believe you could have power over me. So when you believe something can have power over you, it 100% can. 100%. So when people are like, is spells real and all that? I'm like, it's real because people make it real. We create ghosts. You know that, right? We create our own demons. We know when people say your demons, my demons. Why do you think they're saying that? Because we're creating them ourselves. So when we start to think negative, oh my God, there's got to be a spell on me. There's got to be a demon on me. You just basically created a demon into your life. You just created the demon into your life. You brought the negative energy into your life. Understanding that when you say, I have a bad spirit on me, guess what? Oh, you do? Okay. Poof. It's magic. The universe gives you what you believe you have. So if you believe you're poor, I always tell people, it's like when you're in jail, right? You're in jail. If you have the mentality, oh my God, I'm locked up. I'm never going to get out of here. This sucks. Look at these four walls. But people who can take themselves out of there and envision them being out of there, they won't feel like they're locked up, they're in prison. The same thing with slave mentality, the same thing with abusive relationships, the same things when you have an ex-boyfriend who controls or manipulates you every time he wants you back. Oh, babe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. Like today alone, I did a reading today and the girl said, oh, I want to know about my love life too, if that's possible. I said, well, I'm just going to let you know this person's no good for you. I'm just going to say that. And I said, You already confirmed that this person was no good for you. I confirmed it for you. Now you want to turn around and be like, oh, but now I'm nervous. What if he's cheating on me? But didn't you come to me because you thought he was cheating on you? So if you think someone's cheating on you, then guess what? Your intuition is 100% right, sweetheart. Exactly, Anthony. You're 100% right. If you think someone's cheating on you, if you feel that way, why are you going to stay with somebody who makes you feel that way? Just stop for 1 second. Whether they are cheating on you or not, if they make you feel like they are cheating on you, why would you stay with someone who makes you feel like they're cheating on you? When someone loves you, they will confirm their love for you if they had to 1,000 times, because that is what real love is. If someone sees that you have trust issues and they love you the way they say they love you, they'll be like, baby, I love you too. Here, just check my phone. You'll check that phone. You, oh shit, my man's good. Like, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. In today's world, understanding that we are not using our intuition, therefore we are going against our own guidance, our own spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental guidance, and therefore it is taking us to a place of doubt, worry, and fear. The 3 things that I had to battle up until now to realize that none of it is real and none of it exists. It only exists if I let it exist. The second I say it exists no more, it does not exist. All of a sudden now, no matter what I do, I connect to spirit. I'll get messages from people's passed on loved ones and all that. But I always believe that I'm protected and the divine white light is always around me. And because I'm loving and I'm living my life right and I'm being as truthful, as honest as possible. Actually, what am I talking about? I haven't lied to nobody in a long time. Have I lied before? Fuck yes. Am I trying not to ever now? Yes. You know what I'm saying? There's times when, we don't say things that we don't want people to know. Those are not really lies. Those are like mind your business type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So understand that if it exists in your mind, we create it. Ask any medium. They'll tell you. Ghosts are existing to you because you're creating it. So, when people say they see a ghost, yeah, you did see a manifestation of someone else's ghost that manifested it. So the first initial person, let's say in the 1800s, believed that the woman who got her head chopped up by her husband is running around here in a white dress. And so guess what? He manifested that ghost into reality, left the ghost there, and now everyone else is seeing that motherfucking ghost that he manifested. So we manifest ghosts, we manifest spirit, we manifest energies, we manifest all of it, okay? So if you keep saying, when girls are like, I'm anxious, you don't stay, I have anxiety, I'm depressed, I'm like, stop saying that, because I went there. That loved you are that loved you are loved. The gods love you. Exactly. Legit yuck feeling I get in my stomach. Doubt, worry, and fear. Remember what she said. Doubt, worry, and fear are the 3 things your angels will tell you. Give me your worry, your doubt, and your fear, and I will transmute it for you into healing. So when we doubt ourselves and we say, I can't do this, you just told yourself you can't do it. Let's say when I go speak in front of a bunch of people, you know why? People are like, how are you not nervous? Like, or how are you constantly doing lives and all? You know why? Because I don't say to myself, oh, I got to go do this today. I can't believe I have to do this. I don't do that. I just go and do it. I'm the fool. You know the fool in the tarot deck? He's walking and if you remember the depiction of the fool, he's walking on the bottom of his foot. There's a cliff there and he doesn't even realize that he's about to fall off the cliff because he doesn't care because he knows he's protected. And no matter what, the white dog that's barking at him and he's got the journey thing on his hand, no matter what, he knows he can walk right through it. He could walk right through it and he'll be protected. So be the fucking fool, okay? Be the fool and go through all of the journeys in the tarot decks. Circle around and circle around and circle around. I don't want to show you now, but in the next video I'm going to show you is the journey of the fool on Gaia. It's incredible. You have to... fucking mind-blowing shit. Like shit that will fucking take your life to another. When you think, worry, fear. Yo, listen, when I first did tarot readings on YouTube, whoever cannot vouch for this, please slap me right now. The first time I did a live YouTube, I got smacked in the hand by nothing. There was nothing around. And my hand was red. And everyone seen a print on my hand. And I got slapped on the live in front of everyone. Guess why? Because I kept saying, oh my God, is this evil? Is this bad? Oh God, I'm gonna get punished. It's gonna be bad. And guess what? That's exactly what happened because I was thinking it. Now, I'm so much in the love and the light, and I'm so calm, and I know so. Guys, you don't understand the protection we have. Anthony was just talking about how they're, they call them the watchers in the book of Revelation, and in the Bible. They're called the watchers. The watchers are these big, huge, giant angels with wings the size of 45 football fields that protect humanity. And they have a hierarchy of ascended masters and angels and light beings, and they've been protecting humanity since day one because we are their babies. They created us. God created them. We're all created together. We're connected. We're linked. We're interlinked, interdimensional beings. We are not just some human beings who just fucking are on a planet and there's nothing else out there. We have so much protection, so much coverage, so much around us. It's crazy. If you are experiencing something that seems evil to you, just know nothing happens without God knowing. So if you're experiencing some type of dark energies and you're afraid of it, it's supposed to be scaring you, to wake your ass up, to remember. First of all, if you don't experience some dark energy, because listen, angels ain't gonna walk around all day giving people spiritual awakenings. They got shit to do. So what do? They send a little dark energy minions. Yo, you gotta go scare this bitch so she knows their spirit in this world. How else would you have known? If you never saw or experienced a dark presence or dark, scary something happened to you, how would you ever know that spirits exist? You'd think it was all bullshit and you'd think it was all you. So let's say you're going through depression or something, and God wanted you to have a spiritual awakening. Like, this bitch is just not getting it. She's just sitting there thinking she's crazy and all that stuff. So let's wake her the fuck up. Exactly. So respecting both energies, because nothing happens without God's permission. Nothing. God is the all-knowing, the all-seeing, and without God's permission, nothing happens. Do you think God doesn't know every crevice on earth? If he created it, or she, or God, or source created? I had something falling around me, and it's funny because I was floating and it took me somewhere, but it couldn't take me out of the realm of being better. It basically tried to take me, just couldn't take me to where it wanted to take me. Okay? And Anthony, I don't know if you don't know my story, but I've told people here I had a 3-day spiritual awakening where I dealt with all different types of scary energies. Scary to me because that's what I saw as scary. But when I look back at it now, I'm like, yo, those motherfuckers was really out here to teach me something. I didn't see it at that time. At that time, I was like, they're torturing me. They're following me around. But now I'm like, yo, you guys are the shit, bro. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here today. So thank you. You know what I'm saying? I saw hell. I saw astral projections of hell around me. And because of that, I am here today. Powerful. I feel strong. And if I feel energies that I'm not comfortable with, whether they're good or not, if I'm not comfortable with it, you got to learn how to approach me, homie. This is boundary time. I understand that some of them might be good energies and I'm maybe taking them as wrong. And I have to talk to you about this because it's been happening to me a couple of days in a row where I feel like some kind of like, and I'm like, yo, back the fuck up. You're too close. Like, and I feel bad because sometimes I flip out. But at the end of the day, if I'm not comfortable, this is why you have to set boundaries in life with people and with spiritual energies. And believe you me when I tell you, there is spiritual energies all around us. Don't be afraid of it. Bro, we're so afraid. But can I ask you a question? If there are spiritual energies and they could travel through space and time and there's no time is illusion and they could go through dimensions and reach portals that you could never understand, do you think they wouldn't have been able to hurt you already? I think they would. So what are we afraid of? Bro, all that shit you see in movies, you know, that's propaganda. All that shit you see, people walking backwards on walls and exorcists, all, you know, the Christ, power of Christ compels you. Like, all that shit, just so you know, I'm not saying anything's fake because, like I said, it's manifested through the person's own reality. However, why do you think they put so much propaganda up? Why? Bipolar is because they want us to fear the spirit world. Because if we were able to connect with the spirit world, we might learn. If we were able to connect with the spirit world, why we might learn something that they know. And God forbid we learn something they know. we might actually have power and wisdom. They don't want that for us. They don't want us to know that it's okay to connect with the spirit world. So what do? They tell us people who connect with the spirit world are evil. Mediums are gonna burn in hell, and people who heal people are witches and doctors, and they need to be burned at the stake. No, 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 no. Earth is the only place that deals with the conception of time, because it gives us a way to be productive and it gives us value to our lives. Not to say that it's wrong or right, because there's no wrong or right way to be a human. There is no wrong or right way to be a human. This is why I always say, how dare you judge someone else's journey? You don't know what their soul came here to do. You don't know what they did in a past lifetime. You don't know what they're here completing. Everyone's in their own different levels and their own different progression to their journey. You cannot judge people. It's impossible. I mean, you can, but the mind should not be able to do that, because I will tell you right now, it's not up to you to say whose journey is the right journey, whose is not. No, they will not give us power. We have the wisdom, and we're basically doing better. And you know what's crazy? We're understanding ourselves as humans. They don't want us to give us. They don't want to give us the knowledge anymore. They want to shut us down. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Does anybody know how long I've been on this? Hi, Delinda. Been on this live because I want to make sure I post this so people can actually watch this, because this is a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff that I feel like people need to see. I can't tell. I don't know how to tell. It doesn't tell me. I don't know. But I want you guys to I literally like implore you to type in the Book of Thomas on YouTube here, the Book of Thomas, and this is what I do. You see it's on red. That means I played it like a lot of times. I put it in my headphones and I sleep with it. Sometimes I'll wake up at night. The truth. I'll put it in my headphones and I'll sleep with it, and I listen to it at night. That's a good one. The Book of Thoth, Thoth, is also a great one. The Book of Enoch is also. The Book of Revelation is also a good one. No, you're not the only one. Oh, Anthony, I could sit and talk about this. I've been studying this stuff. Like, okay, I didn't go to school. I don't have a college degree, but I have wisdom to a point where not only am I given channeled messages through my spirit guides, but I also am I'm a private investigator. I like to watch everything. Also, there's something called The Knowledge of Forever Time. I want you guys to watch that. Anthony, you would love this. Watch every single one. It's The Knowledge of Forever Time. Right there. It's on YouTube, The Knowledge of Forever Time. And there's episodes 1 through 8 on it. Please watch that. Please watch that. Guided meditations on YouTube. This is the woman that I love to watch right here. She's incredible, and like I just want to give you like a little taste of what she does. Like, she's amazing. Her name is let me give you Meilan. Okay. Mei. The occult also. Everybody's like, the occult, that's evil. The occult means hidden. It just means that something's hidden. That's all. That's all the occult means. It's hidden, okay? So look up words before you decide if they're evil or not, okay? I just pinned it. The Meilan, she's great. You could go to Meilan on YouTube, type that name in, and she's amazing. She's actually, there's one of her, this is one of my favorite ones right here, and I use this every time I do a meditation on YouTube, on Instagram. Listen to her. This is great for meditation right here. Well, it's boring to people that don't understand knowledge, so it's okay, baby. Get yourself a little bit in tune with the knowledgeable aspects of your life, and maybe you won't find it boring. If you find drama and ghetto shit entertaining, this ain't the channel for you. Okay? Yeah, you're gonna love that. You're gonna love that. You know, what did Anthony say? Now, please let them know that everything is in existence for a reason. The powers that be watch is what we do, and the ones that are there watching us always, and people do not get it. People trying to let everyone know that God is always watching. not only is God always watching, and Anthony, you have a great point, but this is why I'm trying to tell you, so you're not, what I'm trying to do is tell you not to be afraid. So ignorance could be bliss, right? Yeah, it could be bliss, but you could live your life in a state of ignorance and never know who you truly are, and never know the power you hold in, and let the system control you for the rest of your life and then for eternity as well. Because guess what? If you don't awaken in this spirit, in this body, when you turn to the spiritual realm, it'll be that much harder for you to have a spiritual awakening and remember who you are. Because your spirit, once it goes, it kind of like stays. It's your it's the mentality. Like they say, heaven and hell is not a place, it's a state of mind. Okay, so if you die in a state of hell, you're gonna end up in the afterlife feeling like you're in a state of hell forever. That's why it's good to remember who you are. Remember that you're a spirit and body. So this way, when it's time to go, you'll know, oh my God, I'm not dying. It's just transition. And then once your spirit hops out of your body, because we all have an energetic string on our spirit to our body has this like one string. Once that string detaches, if you weren't aware while you were human in a body that you were a spirit in a body, then when you go, it's going to be that much harder for you to find out. There is school in the afterlife. I hear and I see people in school all the time. Everyone always tells me they have a dream about being in school once or another. That's because your spirit's doing work in the astral. It is actually figuring things out, okay? Yeah, so I've been there too. When the truth hits us, it can be scary. This is why people say what a spiritual awakening looks like. And they have this girl meditating, the other one's like, I'm not crazy. No, a spiritual awakening can be very ugly. Like it can be very dramatic. You can end up in mental hospitals. Things can happen like that. But if you can break out of that and say, I'm not crazy, I'm really not crazy, I'm just finding out the truth, it will advance you and you will become the soul and the spirit you were supposed to be from the beginning, okay? Oh, BGC, you should not fear death. If anything, you should be looking forward to it. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. People who are so scared of something, usually that's what they call towards them. I'm going to tell you right now. You want me to make you not afraid of death no more? Being scared of death will call death towards you. So now you have no choice but to not be afraid of death. Because if you're afraid of it, you're just calling it towards you. So therefore, basically, you're calling death towards you on the early existence. You know those people who are like, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. And isn't it ironic? It's like, Mr. Play It Safe was afraid to fly. He packed his suitcase and kissed his kids goodbye. He waited his whole damn life just to catch that flight. And when the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? And isn't it ironic? You cannot, the things that you're afraid of, the things that you fear, you call to existence in your life. When you fear things, if you fear love, what happens every time you fall in love with someone, it doesn't end up being a good relationship. The things that you fear, and I'm going to tell you another thing, the thing that you fear, that is the things that are used against you in many ways in life, whether it be through spiritual awakenings, is to enlighten you with that fear and wake you up to that. I know it made you feel better. Stop being afraid of it because you're actually calling it towards you. So now just say, you know what? If I die, I die, bitch. At least I'm going to be high. But you're not going to be high because drugs are bad, okay? But what I'm saying is when we think, it was a singer, Alanis Morissette, that's right. When we think negatively like that a lot, it's like we just bring that to our attention. Trust me, you're talking to a person who tried to kill herself once, right? Because I thought I was crazy. I was like, am I crazy? Like, what? I don't want to be here. Like, where am I? My body, my spirit woke up to the fact that I was not a human. I was like, I'm not just a human. And I was like, this can't be right. I just hated everything and everyone. I wanted to kill everyone. Like, I just hated the world. I hated everything about it. And then this is where we got the term honoring your humanness, right? When you honor your humanness, those people that kill themselves and they hang themselves and all that, they're just essentially breaking a soul contract with God. Like, God was like, they agreed to come down here. They wanted to do it and they couldn't handle it. Their body could not handle the pressures of being in this form, because when you're a spirit, you're so free, right? You're so free. And then you get into a body and you're like, wait, what? Like, you're telling me I can't just do whatever I'm not, this is crazy. And you have to be a human. It's not easy being a human. This is one of the hardest schools you'll be in, but you chose to come here to learn something, okay? Listen, I went through bipolar depression. I talk about what I went through openly. Why? Because I want you to understand. Once you could break through that and understand that's not what's going on, that's just what we call a spiritual awakening, you will go crazy. Doctors will tell you have bipolar depression, ADHD, anxiety, insomnia, and this and that, and give you every pill and shove it down your throat and just tell you you're crazy, because the system was designed and built that way, which is why our water has fluoride in it, so that it can decalcify our third eye, so that we cannot have an open third eye, so we cannot see into other dimensions. This is why our food is all not it's all GMO. This is why fruits and harvested food is more expensive than shit food, because corn syrup and all this shit kills our bodies. That's what they want. They don't want you to fucking succeed, bitch. Why you think they fucking with our shit? The fuck you think? You think they want you to be smart? No, dummy. They want us to be docile. That yes, master. Whatever you say. Why do you think all these woke people out here like, no, fuck this? They don't want that to happen, because once the whole world gets woke, oh, they fucked. The system, the government is fucked. It's fucked. So but when people are woke, exactly. We're little by little, but we're ascending to the earth, to the planet. This is why I say to everybody right now, Anthony, that everybody needs to raise their vibrations and their frequencies, because at this point, this is when the earth is ascending. What will I say? It's not about divine feminine and divine masculine. The world's been in the energy of the divine masculine, the matriarchal system, for a long time. We are stepping into the the patriarchal system we've been in, and we're stepping into the matriarchal system, the motherly figure, right? The more loving, divine Venus energy, divine feminine. So at this point, if you don't start to awaken and transcend, December 21st is supposed to be the time where I think it's like every 400 years the earth goes into like this major shift, right? So right now things are being purged. That's why there's anger, there's the election, there's this. The earth is purging. COVID's happening. The earth is purging. It's purging what it doesn't need, and it's bringing in what it does, which is love, peace, enlightenment, and telling him I said love him too. He's listening good, because I'm sure he understands what I'm saying too. Because like what I'm saying is right now, that's why I tell people just raise your frequency and love more. Be less judgmental. Everybody got problems, bro. Everybody's going through something. Why are we judging? Why we gotta judge each other? Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about. 11, something like that. Why do we have to? That's right, exactly. The matrix, you mean, or the metrics? The matrix. Why do we have to judge each other? Why do we have to hate each other? Why does everybody think there's not enough room for everyone to make it? There's enough room for everyone to make it. I promise you, the earth is boundless. It is endless, full of abundance for everyone, and there's enough to share with the earth. No one has to worry. Resilience, do you know how long I've been on this live? Because I really want to post this live. The Sergio, yes, Palo Santo does work, but the Sergio, stand up to it, man. Stand up to it. What would you do if somebody was constantly poking at you? What would you do? Let it just keep poking at you? Or would you be like, you need to leave now, and from this point forward, I'm done giving attention to you? Like, it's like a child who doesn't get attention. They'll just keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going until you're like, stop it, enough, I'm done. Like, that child will shut up real quick. You feel me? About an hour and some change. Let me see, guys. I'll come back in.